I'm just fucking around. Guitar gauge. Yes, it is. Gibson SG Jr. Jenny, sorry. Hi. Okay, it's Patrick. Vibes, what's happening? Yeah, well, Epiphone has made this model. Howdy, Asia. Thanks, Taylor. Thanks, Guitar Gauge. Oh, that's cool vibes. I put it, this is a Lollar Overwound P-90. It's not the original Gibson pickup that was in the guitar. I don't know what a Fat Cat is. Who's that by? Or is the brand also Fat Cat? Taylor, I've been playing for 40 years. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Oops. Thanks, Mighty Joe. I appreciate that. That's a new song I was working on. Hi, Vincent. Thanks, Vibes. Yeah, it's definitely Bo Diddley-esque, that's for sure. That wasn't intentional. It was just what I was hearing in my mind, Steven. Taylor, no. Currently, I'm not in a band. I had a few hand surgeries. I've had severe carpal tunnel syndrome, so um, I can't play professionally anymore, or at least not not in the present. How long have I been playing for? I think you mean Vincent. 40 years. I started when I was 13. I'm 53. So, see all the salt and pepper there? It's there, man. That's the years of gigging and shit. Putting up with bullshit and bands. Sparrow, I like your pirate movies. Am I a Van Halen fan? Taylor, I have actually seen Van Hagar on the Unlawful Carnal Knowledge tour with the pound cake with the drum. So at least I saw him once. I'm not a huge Van Halen fan as a guitar player. I guess my two biggest influences are Jimmy Page and Eric Clapton. And then it just kind of goes off into a million different directions. You know, anything from like Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Pete Townsend, Paul Kossoff, Mick Ralphs of Bad Company. Oh man. If you want to talk about being in the pocket as a guitar player, he is right on the nugget, as Jack Black would say, on every tune he recorded. Every guitar solo he played sounded like gold because he took his time. Thanks, Sparrow. I appreciate it. Coach Garcia? You mean like Jerry Garcia? Play Cream Clapton? What do y'all think the most famous Cream tune is, by the way, or riff? I think it's Sunshine of Your Love. That's just me personally. What do you think is the most famous Cream song and or guitar riff? Oh, Sparrow, that's cool. What kind of guitar you play? Thanks, Steven. In case anybody wants to know, I am rocking a Swart STR-Tremolo 5-watt amplifier. Those are hand wired, made here in the USA, in North Carolina, amplifiers. You can contact swartamps.com. And I use a 110 Jensen P10R speaker. It's an Alnico speaker. And I use a EL34 power tube. And if you want those two things, if you want my tone, you can just tell Swart Amps that you want the Soulcactus mods. That's what we call them. Oh, you play classical guitar? Do you have a really nice classical instrument? I've heard some wonderful ones when I was a student at University of Arizona. Because the two forms of study when I went to college were either you studied classical music or you studied jazz. And those weren't guidelines. Like, you either did that or you didn't study music. So I'm just, okay. So I studied music outside music class. Out at open mic jams. As soon as I turned 21, Every week I was at open mics. How do I feel about pick sweeping? I like it. I'm a fan because I can't do it. Like that. I can't do it. I'm not a chicken picker either. I like to mix up my modes of play. Obviously, I'm not the greatest slide player in the world, but it's just something that I like to work at. I'll never be like, you know, Derek Trucks or Warren Haynes and Dwayne Allman, but it's something that I like to like pick up and do. Money for nothing. Hey, Rob Mack, how are you? Yeah, the faux hawk is back. Yeah, growing it out. Might have to go full mohawk. I don't know. Nickelback, I come back. I don't know Nickelback. I'm not a Nickelback fan. That's why I like this amplifier. No matter what volume or reverb or... it all sounds great. The difference between playing a hand-wired amp and a printed circuit board amp, a PC board amp, like a Fender Blues Jr., is that a Blues Jr. Fender amp is going to be way more forgiving than a printed circuit board. Is going to be way more forgiving about you playing mistakes and whatever, hitting all your bad notes and hiding that shit. When you play a hand-wired tube amp, like a Swart, like I'm playing, or a Matchless, or a Bogner divided by 13, something like that, right? Something like a little bit more pricey, your Bad Cat, whatever. You know, I mean, I don't know, car, for example, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyways, when you're playing a hand-wired tube amp, whether it's a boutique guitar amp or maybe a Fender hand-wired amp, like a Tweed Deluxe, they make that hand-wired amp. That's a bitchin' amp. You will hear anything and everything that you do through the amp when you do it on the guitar. So you make a mistake, you miss a note, you're gonna hear that shit. But the good thing about that is it makes you a better guitar player. Because ultimately, like, that's what we're trying to achieve, right? As players, we're all trying to get better. Okay? PSH, Johnny be good. You be good, man. Thanks, Kevin. How you doing today? I don't know 3 Doors Down. I'm sorry, Dram. Hey, Sparrow. I appreciate the subscribe. So, pursue gear at your own pace and at your own pricing. I'm not saying you have to go out and spend a shit ton of money on great guitar gear. It doesn't necessarily improve your tone. I would say work on your guitar playing first and then improve your gear later once you've improved as a player. That's what I did. I didn't really start buying nice guitar gear until like I'd been playing for like basically like 7 years or whatever. From the time that I was 13 till the time I was 21. Basically, that's when I started changing like my gear. Like I bought a Mesa Boogie Mark IV combo amp, 3-channel switching amp, the amp with the kitchen sink. Because at that time, back in 1993, that was what was available to me. Like that was the best decision I could make. The bitch of it was for me was I would spend so much time dicking around with knobs, trying to dial in tone. I wanted to throw it off the balcony of my second-story apartment window. I really wanted to throw it out the fucking window and off the balcony. That's how frustrated I got with the amp. And then I would go to a Marshall 50-watt Plexi because they reissued it. And I would go to a Silverface Fender mid-70s 112 Deluxe Reverb, vintage amp. So it's going in a Vox AC30 reissue amp. So those were the three, if you want to talk about tones that you need to get by with. I don't personally feel that way anymore. I feel like once you find your tone, your sound, just go with it. You don't need to go keep buying new amps or whatever. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's cool. I'm not, discouraging that at all. I've bought plenty of gear over the years. But my advice is you don't need to spend thousands and thousands and thousands like some other people on YouTube do. Get yourself a decent guitar, get yourself a decent amp, and you're good to go. All right, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to wrap this up, and I will catch you tomorrow for another live stream. Be cool. Peace out.